Hello and welcome to the Rogers Television Saturday edition of Plugged In. I'm your host, Doug Measures. On the show tonight, we'll have a preview of the Owen Sound Platers season that's coming up very shortly. The talks of amalgamation continue with several municipalities in Grey County participating. And with the school year starting on Tuesday, we have some safety tips for you to share. And the Rogers Video Top 10 video rentals will be coming up soon. Plus, we have your Environment Canada weather forecast for the rest of this great long weekend. So stay connected to Plugged In. We'll be right back.
Tom Smith Chevrolet Oldsmobile is proud to sponsor Plugged In. At Tom Smith Chevrolet Oldsmobile, we want you to have the best, whether you're kicking tires, taking a test drive, or choosing the right payment options. Our customers are our #1 priority. Our commitment is to you. Our knowledgeable sales staff can guide you. Come in and see why life is better in the country. Tom Smith Country, King Street, Midland. Call 526-0193.
You're watching Rogers Community TV, serving the communities of Georgian Bay.
Welcome back to Plugged In. I'm Doug Measures. The rumors of municipal amalgamation were put to rest this week in Owen Sound as City Council and the town of Meaford voted to begin talks. Some other area municipalities have also been looking to join the amalgamation process, but it would appear that there could be a small rift opening up in Grey County. The process has started, and there will be many more meetings over the coming months as the issues of amalgamation will be played out. Paul Van Wyck has this report on the process of municipal amalgamation.
4 municipalities had been discussing amalgamation, but after one got cold feet, another one dropped out. Monday, St. Vincent Township Council voted unanimously not to proceed with the talks, causing Sydenham Council to call an emergency meeting just hours before a scheduled amalgamation meeting in Woodford Wednesday night. Sydenham Council voted 3-2 not to proceed with the talks. Owen Sound Councillor Deborah Haswell, a recent addition to the city's amalgamation team, said the councils of the townships were short-sighted in their decisions to end talks.
Of course, we had a meeting last night in the Woodford Community Centre where the City of Owen Sound and the town of Meaford have agreed to discuss a new municipality. Unfortunately, the other 2 partners in that group, which is St. Vincent and Sydenham, have pulled out of those talks. I also think it's only fair to say that I think it's very short-sighted on behalf of those ratepayers in those 2 townships. This is going to happen anyway.
The Provincial Minister of Municipal Affairs, Steve Gilchrist, spoke at the AMO conference in Toronto last week and said that municipalities had until the end of the year to restructure or the province would do it for them. Gilchrist seems more interested in creating a single-tier municipality for all of Grey and Bruce counties and a no longer separated Owen Sound than in the smaller amalgamations that have already happened in the 2 counties. One councillor from Sydenham who supported continuing talks is asking her council to consider calling in a provincial commissioner to settle the problem.
This is something that's been mandated by the provincial government. We have no control over it, but we do have control if we sit down, the 4 interested parties, and work out an agreement that's best for all of the ratepayers.
Can talks between Owen Sound and Meaford continue?
It's hard to make a sandwich when there's nothing in the middle, although you never know what'll happen. There's been surprises all along this road, and Meaford and Owen Sound, as of today, are still committed to moving forward. So we'll have to watch it unfold.
With the failure of the meeting here in Woodford and an amalgamation deadline looming only 4 months away, it's beginning to look a lot like Owen Sound won't find a partner. For Plugged In Owen Sound, I'm Paul Vanwick.
Thanks, Paul. If you're a parent that's sending your child back to school on Tuesday, then you might want to have a look at this next item on our show. The beginning of the school year always brings up some safety issues, and Constable Brian Dunham of the Owen Sound Police Service and Constable Daryl Birch of the Collingwood OPP have some important safety tips to share with you now.
The beginning of school does raise some safety issues, as Owen Sound Police Services Community Services Officer Brian Dunham tells us.
On Tuesday is the first day back. Got a lot of kids excited because they've had a great summer. They want to get back and tell their friends all about the good times they had. They want to see their new teacher, their new classroom. They're not thinking about traffic and safety. So drivers got to be careful. They got to look out for these wee kids and the older ones too. A lot of kids have moved over the summer, so they're not familiar with the neighborhood. And you know, there's volumes of kids out on the street walking to school, waiting at the roadside for buses.
School buses will be out once again in great numbers, so drivers need to be watching out for buses stopping and children boarding.
Speaking of school buses, it's a tragedy if you go through a light and strike some poor child getting on or off a bus, but it's also really expensive. $485 fine and 6 points on your license if you go through an activated school bus light. So parents, tell your kids to be careful, and drivers, look out for the kids.
Since Tuesday is the first day back to school, children will be excited, especially the younger ones, and will forget about some of the safety lessons they have learned in the past years. So really watch out for the young children.
Are excited. It's something new. It's something they're looking forward to for the most part. And they should just be careful, because kids are going to dart out onto the street. They're not going to go to the corners like they've been taught for years and years. They're going to cross in the middle of the road. So just be careful, because they're going to be going to school at the same time people are going to work. And the drivers haven't had to look out for this number of kids. All kinds of crossing guards, safety patrols, and bus monitors, and they'll be out doing their jobs to help keep our kids safe. But these kids are going to be standing at the roadside for a little bit of time waiting for the buses to come. So drivers on the county roads and even in the city got to be beware of kids out there.
Principal Dunham says, just be safe and look after our children. Those are good words to follow as the children return to school on Tuesday morning. So everybody beware and look out for the children walking the streets. In Owen Sound, I'm Mark Perry for Plugged In.
This is a scene you're going to be seeing a lot more of in the next coming weeks. I'm Provincial Constable Daryl Birch from the Collingwood Detachment of the Ontario Provincial Police, and I'd like to talk to you today about school bus safety. Now, as we all know, or as we all should know, when you observe this, when you observe a school bus with its signals flashing and with its stop arm out, you would stop your motor vehicle. The law says that if you're approaching that school bus from the front while that vehicle is stopped with its signals flashing, you're required to stop before you pass the bus. If you're approaching the bus from the rear, you're required to stop 20 meters behind that bus. These laws have been in place for a number of years and are obviously there for the protection of the students that ride the bus. Getting on the bus, getting off the bus, they tend to walk across the road, and often children don't look. The school safety monitor is there to try and help that. However, the onus is on you, the driver of the motor vehicle, to obey these laws to make sure that you're stopped so that the safety of the child is protected. It's unfortunate that motorists disobey these red lights from time to time. However, the inherent safety risks to the children is very great and obvious. Therefore, the province has put in place a rather serious fine and set of points for this. $495 and 6 demerit points for anyone caught disobeying these red lights. Again, this is just a reminder to motorists that when you observe a school bus with its red lights flashing, you're required to stop. Doesn't matter whether you're approaching from in front or behind. It doesn't matter how many lanes of the road you're on, whether it's 2 lanes, 4 lanes, or 6 lanes. Unless that road is divided by a median strip, you're required to stop. This is for the safety of our children. I'm Constable Birch from the OPP. Thank you.
School's not the only thing that's starting soon. The OHL Platers will be hitting the ice for training camp and build a team that can match or better last year's divisional championship. Coach and GM Dave Siciliano has a few words about his team.
It's another season of OHL hockey in Owen Sound, as players arrive Thursday morning to register, get their billet assignments, and do fitness testing.
We just met this morning and went over a number of things that we expect from them, and had a 12-minute run, so that's part of our fitness program, and try to get an idea who came to camp in great shape and who hasn't. We'll practice a couple times this afternoon, and hopefully in the scrimmages over the next day and a half, we'll be able to tell who really, I can and wants to play for the Owen Sound Platers. And we feel we've got a good cross-section of people out here. We've got some holes to fill, so we really think that this training camp will produce some great results.
The Platers are looking forward to another good season on the ice, even with the loss of some key players from last year's semi-finalist team. A couple of key players are Captain Dan Snyder and Assistant Captain Adam Mayer, who have been with the team for the past 4 years.
Sure. I mean, both are quality players and quality people and have been with the program last year being their 4th year. And the challenge that we have for our veterans is to replace that leadership, replace that grit. And we think that we've got that. Some of the players are going to have to come out of the mold that maybe have brought them here so far and test themselves into a leadership role. We believe it's there. It just has to be brought out.
Strength of the team should be the strong defensive core that the Platers have and goaltending, with weakness being up front on the forward lines.
Right now, I'd say goal and defense. This could be the best defense that they've had here in a while. When it all sorts itself out, it could be young, it could be mobile, good puck movement, have some toughness, and just really be able to move the puck. Up front is an area of concern, primarily because we don't know what some of the newer players, returning players, are really capable of doing. And our 20-year-old situation may have to fill the forward lines just to make us a better hockey club.
At this point in time, the Platers look to have a very competitive team in the OHL this year, with the return of some of the players from last year and the influx of a good rookie draft.
We've got a number of question marks, and the 20-year-olds, of course, is one of them. We've got some players who really, in their 2 or 3 years here, haven't maybe reached the expectations that the organization had for them when they first drafted them. And really, they should be in a position right now to lead this hockey club. And that's something that we will have to wait and see if they're capable of doing that. And then we've got a good influx of who we think are players that will be the future of this hockey club, who could make an impact this year. And that's obviously through the draft that I'm talking about. So probably the area that we're most sure of ourselves might be in the drafted players, that we think that there's a good crop to work with. And some of the other question marks we're going to have to wait to see.
Training camp continues tonight and tomorrow at the Bayshore Community Center, with an intra-squad game scheduled for Saturday at 7 p.m. The public is welcome to attend the practices. One of the decisions that will have to be made shortly is that of overagers. The Platers presently have 5 overagers in camp, including Curtis Sanford, Peter Campbell, Chad Willard, Wes Goley, and Mike Donkovitz. The team is only allowed 3.
We have 5 20-year-olds, and unlike every other team in the league, we're uncertain where they'll all end up. Today we have 5, tomorrow we could have 2. It'll depend on the tryouts that they have and if they decide to move on past junior hockey. Otherwise, we've got a nice luxury of trying to find the best 2 or best 3 of those 5 who will fit the holes that we have. We've got until mid-December to make that, or mid-November, I should say, to make that decision. So right now we're just going to relax with it, work hard with the 20-year-olds we have, and then just see where the chips fall.
Siciliano feels that goaltending will be a strong part of the Platers team this year, with youngsters Luke Bergeron and Corey Roberts, and the possibility of having overager Curtis Sanford back in the nets.
We're much stronger there than we were last year. Assuming that Curtis Sanford does return, it gives us some flexibility as to our 20-year-old situation, and obviously strengthens our goaltending. But in the likelihood that he does leave, we've got Luke Bergeron and Corey Roberts, who both have had some good experiences last year, who we believe would be capable to fill the goaltending role. So I think we're strong there. We just have to sort the picture out.
The team felt that they had an excellent draft this year, and there are some key rookies to be looking for during the season.
You have to look at our first rounder in Greg Jacina. I mean, we took him because we believe he could step in and play on a second or third line, primarily at center ice. And he's a key player in our rebuilding down the middle, because really we lost lost a fair amount of middle strength last year. The other one would be our first pick in the European draft, and that's Argus Savell. You know, he has tremendous upside, tremendous potential, but hasn't played in the league before. Though he has played in Canada. He was out at Notre Dame College, so we're hoping that he's got the kind of determination and grit to play in our league, because he definitely has the skill level and the skating ability.
The Players have their first exhibition game on Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. at the Bayshore Community Center here in Owen Sound against the Barrie Colts, and then they travel Monday to Barrie to meet the Colts again on Monday night at 6 p.m. In Owen Sound, I'm Mark Perry for Plugged In.
The other team to cheer on this season in Owen Sound is the Junior B Grays. It's their 80th year of operation, and this time out they have a number of changes in the off-season.
Even though the Owen Sound Grays haven't played hockey for a number of months, there's been a lot of happening with the team. The Grays have a new management team in place, hoping to promote the team more in the area.
Yeah, we've made a considerable amount of change. We brought in some people that are very interested in helping the program move along. With an individual like Jimmy Henderson, who is our education and billet coordinator.
Other members of the management team include Assistant GM Paul Caron, Head Coach Bill Brown, Assistant Coach Doug Mitchell, Assistant Coach Gary Radburn, Promotion Steve Murley and Flavian Cacaro, Director of Player Education Jim Henderson, U.S. University Promotions Jen Rome, Minor Hockey Liaison is Randy Gibbons, the Conditioning Coach is Dr. George Hogovan, and the Director of Sales and Marketing is Doreen Furness. The Grays are definitely stressing local talent on the team this year.
We have 15 boys signed at the moment, and I think 11 or 12 of those boys are local boys. That is Grey Bruce talent, and that's a considerable difference from, I think, in the past. Right now, I think last year we had 12 or 13 billets. Now, you know, we're going to probably have 5 or 6, 7 in a way, but with the young players we're bringing in, like the Andrew Fry and Adam Smith and Gordon Neely, which are from this area, and a couple of their boys from the Port Elgin, Southampton area.
On the ice, the players to watch for are last year's team MVP, top scorer and best scorer Ryan Dungin, and captain Tyler Smith, along with Adam Smith and fifth-year veteran DJ Summers.
Tyler Smith and Ryan Dudgeon are two guys that we're going to be counting on. Ryan had a pretty big year last year and finished third in the league in scoring, so when you get a guy that scored 42 goals coming back for another year, that's a big plus for the team. And Tyler was our captain last year and provides a lot of leadership in the team, so we're looking for the same thing from him.
And there are some new players coming to the team this year drafted that should provide some excitement for fans as well.
We've got Gordon Neely from Lions Head and Adam Smith from Wyerton that were drafted in the OHL Bantam draft this year, and we've got both of them signed. They're good-sized kids, and they're going to, I think, play well in this league. Got a young major Bantam, Chris Robertson from Shaw Lake, that is a very exciting little player, and
the Grays' biggest weakness this year is probably inexperience, but they've tried to address a couple of other issues, including speed and size.
Team speed is better than it was last year, and we're trying to get a little bit bigger than we were last year. I felt in the playoffs last year against Cambridge we got pushed around a little bit, so we've tried to address that with some size as well. So
it is the Grays' 80th anniversary this year, and there's not only a new look in the front office, but there will be a new look on the ice as well.
We're going to show our new sweaters off. We've changed the logo, sort of modernized the look. So yeah, we're sort of put the thing on its head and changed everything almost from top to bottom.
The Grays hope to be more visual in the Grey Bruce area as well. The Grays do have an exhibition game at home on Monday night, September 6th against the Orangeville Crushers at 8 p.m., so when I come out and check it out. In Owen Sound, I'm Mark Perry for Plugged In.
And now here's your Rogers Video Top 10 video rentals that you can find at your neighborhood Rogers Video Store.
Escape from Dolesville at Rogers Video.
How you doing out there in Video Land? This is Chris at Rogers Video, once again bringing you the big bad top 10 list for the week of September the 1st. First off, I'd like to talk about the big release of Titanic, now available on DVD to rent or own. Lots of people who love the movie. It is superior quality on DVD. I'd also like to mention Sega Dreamcast, the new 128-bit system from Sega, only available at Rogers. The only place you're going to find it in this area. Come down, rent it. We got a few games. Check it out. Kids will love it. So on with the show. Top 10 list. At the number 10 spot, Nicolas Cage in 8mm. Number 9 is Message in a Bottle. Number 8, Searching and Searching at the Deep End of the Ocean. Number 7 is Cruel Intentions. Number 6, Clint Eastwood in True Crime. Number 5, Shakespeare in Love. Number 4, Mel Gibson still shaking everybody up in Payback. Number 3 is Go. Number 2, Big Ed TV. And number 1 is Analyze This with Robert De Niro. See ya.
Escape from Dulceville.
At Rogers Video.
Now here's your Rogers Television Environment Canada weather forecast for the South Georgian Bay area. Tonight should be mainly clear with morning fog patches developing, a low near 15. For Sunday, sunny with cloudy periods, winds from the east at 20 kilometers per hour later in the day, high near 28 and a low near 15, and the maximum UV index is expected to be 6.3 or moderate. For holiday Monday, increasing cloudiness with possible showers developing, high near 25 and a low to 15 degrees. And looking to Tuesday, the first day of school, cloudy with sunny periods, high near 23 and a low of 15. The probability of precipitation is 0% tonight, 0% on Sunday, and 70% on Labor Day holiday Monday. The Georgian Bay area is under an air quality advisory, and the high humidity can make it difficult for some people with respiratory conditions. Please be careful for this Labor Day long weekend. The Mountain View Mall in Midland was the host of a Star Trek event today, and our cameras caught up with a couple of Klingons.
Myself, Lieutenant Kapak Vestai Tukmar, and my Parmakai, which is also my XO, Second Lieutenant Kanice. I'm the captain of the IKV Sotarg, member of CAG Canada. We're a well-known organization throughout Canada. We've got there's international CAG and U.S. CAG, so we're known throughout the whole world.
So you're a club?
Yes, we are. We're a fan club.
Now, is that just a Star Trek, or are you just a Klingon? Because you're representing the Klingon Empire.
We do represent the Klingon Empire, but we also have members of different races. Some clubs have members of that are Romulan Klingon fusion. Some of them are human fusion Klingons. Some of them are Imperial Klingons, which what I am. Matter of fact, on my ship, we do have an ex-drone Klingon from the Board Collective. He's no longer with the collective because we'd rescued him.
So what are you doing here today now? You were having a contest?
Yes, we were having a contest, and we were also doing some judging for some entries that are right behind us.
So these are local kids who are obviously into Star Trek, and
as far as I've been told, these are local. Some really good artwork, and I'm assuming by their work that they love Star Trek just like I do.
Okay. Now, what's your Klingon name again, ma'am?
Second Lieutenant Kanice Tai.
And what is it about Star Trek that you find interesting?
Well, I like Voyager. It's about the only one I watch. But I just come out for the fun. I like doing it for charity and stuff like that.
Yeah, cool. Okay, well, and now if someone was interested in more information about the club, how would they get that?
They can contact me at area code 705-429-6500 and ask for Sean Paul.
Okay, terrific. Well, thank you both very much.
Thank you.
And how do you say goodbye in Klingon?
You don't.
You don't.
We can say
Klingons don't There's one saying that Klingons have. It's called kapla. It's a greeting, and it also means success.
Okay.
So kapla.
Well, kapla.
Thanks for joining us here on Plugged In. I'm Doug Measures for Rogers Television. Have a safe and happy holiday weekend. Good night.
Tom Smith Chevrolet Oldsmobile is proud to sponsor Plugged In. At Tom Smith Chevrolet Oldsmobile, we want you to have the best, whether you're kicking tires, taking a test drive, or choosing the right payment options. Our customers are our #1 priority. Our commitment is to you. Our knowledgeable sales staff can guide you. Come in and see why life is better in the country. Tom Smith Country, King Street, Midland. Call 526-0193.